The outer edge of the galaxy was quiet. Very quiet. In that far region, stars burned slow and calm. No battles happened there. No warships passed by. Only traders and small science ships came sometimes, looking for new paths and new worlds. At the center of that calm space floated the Grand Council Station. It was the largest meeting place in the known galaxy. A huge ring of silver metal turned slowly in space. Inside the ring, bright halls and long chambers held the leaders of more than 30 alien races. They met there to speak, to trade, and to stop wars before they began. Today was an important day. A new star system had been found at the edge of explored space. Long scans showed signs of life. Smart life. Tool-using life. A new species. The council was excited. In the main hall, tall beings, short beings, scaled ones, and glowing ones sat in wide circles. Soft lights floated above them. Translation fields filled the air, turning every sound into clear speech. The new species is ready for first contact, said the High Speaker, a tall being with crystal skin. They have built ships. They have left their home world. Today, we welcome them into the Galactic family. Many nodded. First contact was always special. Usually, a young species sent a small ship. A science ship. A greeting ship. A vessel full of music, art, and kind words. Peace came first. Always. The council waited. Far away, deep in the dark between stars, long-range sensors blinked. A soft alarm rang. One of the sensor officers turned his long neck toward his screen. Unknown object detected, he said calmly. Single contact. Large mass. The High Speaker raised a hand. Show it. A wide image appeared in the air. At first, it was only a shadow. A long shape moving slowly through the black. It is big, whispered one of the insect-like delegates. The object moved closer. Details formed. Metal. Dark metal. Thick layers of armor. Sharp lines. No bright colors. No symbols of peace. No banners. Just cold steel. It must be their welcome ship, said a soft voice. A strong design, but still a greeting vessel. The ship came nearer. Closer. Closer. It was not shaped like any trade ship. Not shaped like any science ship. It was long and heavy. Wide and thick. Covered in plates and ridges. Small lights ran along its sides, dim and red. No windows. No open decks. No clear life areas. Only sealed metal. Weapons ports were visible along the hull. Long shapes that could open. Tubes that could launch something very large. The room grew silent. This is unusual, said the High Speaker slowly. Perhaps they show strength, said another. Some cultures do. The ship slowed and stopped at the edge of council space. It did not request docking. It did not send a greeting signal. It did not play music. It did not show its flag. It only waited. Like a hunter watching prey. Open a channel, ordered the High Speaker. Send the standard welcome message. A calm tone filled the hall. Unknown vessel, welcome to council space. We greet you in peace. Please identify yourselves. The message flew across space. Seconds passed. Nothing came back. The ship remained silent. The council waited. More seconds. Still nothing. One of the elders shifted in his seat. Perhaps their systems are slow. Scan them, said the High Speaker. Only a light scan. Energy beams touched the hull of the strange ship. Data poured in. And then, the alarm changed tone. Sharp. Urgent. The sensor officer's eyes widened. High Speaker, this ship is not a greeting vessel. The hull turned cold. What do you mean? Asked the High Speaker. The officer swallowed. Power levels are extreme. Armor density is beyond military grade. Weapon systems are active. Shield strength is higher than any cruiser we know. A heavy silence fell. This is a battleship, whispered someone. No, said another. It is more than that. The image zoomed closer. Gun ports lined the sides. Missile bays hidden under armor plates. Energy cannons folded into the hull. A core reactor burning with the power of a small star. This ship is built for war, the officer said softly. Fear moved through the hull. But why send this first? Asked a delegate. Why not diplomats? No one answered. The ship's engines glowed faint red. Still no message. Still no movement. Just presence. Pressure. Like a mountain floating in space. The High Speaker slowly stood. Prepare full defensive shields, he said quietly. And keep all weapons offline. We will not show fear. But inside, fear had already begun. Because one truth was now clear. This new species did not come to speak. They came to be seen. And whatever they were, they wanted the galaxy to understand one thing first. Their silence was not peaceful. The Grand Council Hall was no longer calm. Whispers filled the wide chamber. Many eyes stayed fixed on the giant image floating in the air, the dark human warship, silent and heavy, waiting beyond the council boundary. This is a mistake, said a thin, bird-like delegate. No species sends such a ship for first contact. Unless they are afraid, replied another softly. The High Speaker raised his hand again. Fear does not always mean danger, he said. Many young races build warships early. They may not understand our customs yet. He turned toward the translation masters. Prepare all known greeting codes. Try every peaceful channel. Dozens of soft signals flowed into space. Messages of welcome. Messages of peace. Messages of friendship. Light pulses, sound waves, symbol streams. Still. No reply. The human ship did not move. It did not blink. It did not answer. Only its shields shimmered faintly, like a sleeping beast breathing slow and deep. The council grew uneasy. A tall reptile leader leaned forward. High Speaker, what if this is not their greeting ship? Then where are their diplomats? Asked another. Perhaps this is their guard, said a glowing being. And the diplomats follow behind. Hope entered the room. Yes. That made sense. Strong races often sent guards first. The council waited. Long-range scanners searched behind the warship. They looked for small vessels. Shuttles. Embassy ships. Anything. But space behind the ship was empty. Only stars. No convoy. No escorts. No diplomatic fleet. Just one ship. Alone. Massive. Silent. The censor officer spoke again, voice low. High Speaker, there are no other human ships within scanning range. The hull froze. One ship only, asked the High Speaker. Yes. Only this one. Murmurs grew louder. Then this is their message, said an old council member slowly. What message? Someone asked. The elder closed his eyes. Power. The image zoomed closer again. Now fine details could be seen. The hull was scarred. Old battle marks ran across its surface. Burn lines. Repaired armor plates. This ship had fought before. Many times. This is not a new ship, the officer said. It has seen war. Fear deepened. Yet. Still, no weapons were aimed. No cannons charged. No missiles armed. The ship only waited. Calm. Controlled. Patient. The high speaker breathed slowly. Perhaps they follow a different rule, he said. Perhaps they show strength first, and speak later. Some nodded. Yes. That was possible. Not all races loved words. Some cultures respected power more than speech. Send a second message, the high speaker ordered. Short. Simple. A single line was sent. We come in peace. We wish to speak. Again, silence. Minutes passed. The council began to feel something strange. The ship's presence was not hostile. But it was heavy. Like pressure on the mind. Like standing near a storm that had not yet broken. One delegate whispered, "It feels like the ship is watching us." "That is impossible," another replied. "Ships do not watch." Yet the feeling remained. The human vessel slowly adjusted its position. Just a small movement. But the way it turned was not random. It aligned itself perfectly with the council station. Centered. Balanced. Every weapon port now faced outward, not inward. Toward open space. Not toward the council. Some relaxed. "They are protecting us," someone said. "They face away." But the censor officer shook his head. "No, they are controlling the space around us." Silence fell again. The ship had placed itself like a wall. Anything entering the system would pass near it first. Gatekeeper. Guardian. Or jailer. "We must understand them," said the high speaker. "Send a visual greeting. Show our leaders." Images of the council appeared in space. Dozens of different forms. Open hands. Lowered weapons. Peace signs. The image floated toward the human ship. Touched its shields. Faded. No response. The council waited again. Time stretched. Nerves tightened. Some began to fear insult. Others feared trap. Then, a small light appeared on the front of the human warship. Very small. Blue. Like an eye opening. Energy lines moved across the hull. Systems waking. Not weapons. Communication systems. Hope rose. "They are about to answer," whispered someone. The blue light grew brighter. A thin beam pointed toward the council station. A secure channel opened. The hall held its breath. At last. Humanity was ready to speak. But no one yet knew. What kind of words would come from a ship built only for war? The blue beam from the human warship touched the council station. At once, every system in the grand hall changed. Screens lit up. Energy fields shifted. Translation engines warmed. The council leaders leaned forward, hearts heavy with hope and fear. "Open the channel," the high speaker said softly. The beam locked in place. But still. No voice came. Only data. Cold. Fast. Endless lines of numbers and symbols flowed into the council systems. "They are not speaking," said the censor officer. "They are scanning us." The hull stiffened. Scanning during first contact was not forbidden. But doing it before greeting. That was rude. And dangerous. "Limit their access," ordered the high speaker. "Allow surface data only." The defense network moved to block deeper scans. For a moment, the flow slowed. Then. It pushed harder. Much harder. Alarms chimed softly. "Our shields are holding," said the officer. "But their scan strength is precise. Extremely precise." Images began to form in the air. Maps of the station. Power lines. Shield nodes. Weapon arrays. One by one, hidden systems appeared on the screen. "They are mapping our defenses," whispered a delegate. Fear rose like smoke. "No attack patterns detected," said the officer quickly. "Only observation." But the truth was clear. The humans were learning. Fast. Very fast. The scan finished. The beam faded. Silence returned. The warship stayed still. The council waited. Then the officer spoke again, voice trembling. "High Speaker, we received a return file." "What kind?" asked the High Speaker. "Information about the ship." He hesitated. "Display it." A three-dimensional image appeared. The human vessel rotated slowly. But now, new layers showed. Hidden layers. Internal design. Power cores. Weapon systems. Crew areas. And something else. The hull gasped. The inside of the ship was not divided into comfort zones. No gardens. No art halls. No music chambers. Only command decks. Training halls. Armories. Repair bays. Long rows of sleeping pods, tight and simple. "This is not a traveler ship," said a council member quietly. "No," the officer replied. "This is a moving fortress." He zoomed into the core. A massive reactor burned inside. Far stronger than any council ship engine. "Energy output equals 3 battle fleets," the officer said. Shock rippled through the hull. Then he showed the weapons. Long-range cannons. Plasma lances. Gravity torpedoes. Missile silos stacked deep inside. Energy shields layered again and again. And this, he paused. A final system lit up. Unknown technology. Black code. Hidden weapons. "What is that?" asked the High Speaker. "We do not know," said the officer. "It does not match any known design." Silence deepened. Then another scan result appeared. Crew count. Only a few thousand. Very small for such a ship. "They operate this monster with so few beings," whispered someone. "High automation," said the officer. "And heavy training." He opened crew data. Humans. Tall. Strong. Dense muscle. Fast reflex systems built into their suits. Every crew member trained for combat. Every one. No scientists. No artists. No diplomats. Only soldiers. Fear spread openly now. "They sent only warriors," said a trembling voice. "Yes," replied the elder. "And not because they want war." "Then why?" someone asked. The elder stared at the image. "Because they expect danger." The High Speaker slowly stood. "Are they preparing to fire?" he asked. "No," said the officer quickly. "Weapons are locked. Shields remain defensive. Engines at idle." The ship was not attacking. It was waiting. Ready. Prepared. As if it stood on the edge of a battlefield that had not yet begun. The High Speaker closed his eyes. "They believe first contact is dangerous," he said. "Perhaps their past taught them that peace is fragile," said another. Then, a new signal appeared. Short. Clean. Encrypted. Not data. Not scan. Not image. A voice channel. The hull froze. "They are ready to speak," whispered someone. The channel opened. At first, there was only breathing. Slow. Controlled. Then, a human voice. Deep. Calm. Clear. This is Commander Elias Ward, of the United Terran Warship Vigilant. The name echoed through the hall. We come to introduce ourselves. The council leaned forward. Every heart waited. The commander paused. Then said quietly. But before words, you must understand what we are. And in that moment, the council realized something terrible and wonderful at the same time. Humanity did not come to ask for peace. Humanity came to define it. The human commander's voice filled the Grand Council hall. It was not loud. It did not shout. It did not threaten. It was calm. Too calm. This is Commander Elias Ward, of the United Terran Warship Vigilant, the voice repeated slowly. Every translator field worked at full power. The words came out clear in every language. We come to introduce ourselves. Silence ruled the hall. No cheers. No welcome sounds. Only breathing. The High Speaker stood straight. Commander Ward, he said carefully, you are welcome in council space. We greet you in peace. Why did you send a warship for first contact? There was a pause. Long. Heavy. When the human answered, his tone did not change. Because peace is fragile, he said simply. Some delegates shifted in fear. Words are easy, Ward continued. Ships are honest. The council did not know how to reply. The commander went on. You see a warship. You think we came for war. Another pause. Then quietly. We came to make sure there would be none. Confusion moved through the hall. To protect yourselves, asked the High Speaker. To protect everyone, Ward replied. Images appeared in the air. Human history. Burning cities. Broken colonies. Alien ships over human worlds. Old battles. Lost planets. This is our past, Ward said. Our first contacts were not peaceful. Scenes showed betrayal. Treaties broken. Colonies attacked while unarmed. Civilians taken. Worlds burned. We learned, Ward said softly, that greetings do not stop cannons. The images faded. The commander continued. When we meet a new species, we do not know your past. Your fears. Your rules. He paused. But we know ours. The hall listened in total silence now. We do not trust easily, Ward said. But we respect strength. The High Speaker spoke gently. And you show us yours first. Yes, Ward answered. So you understand us before you misunderstand us. The warship outside glowed faintly. Engines humming low. Weapons still silent. We did not aim at your station, Ward said. We did not charge weapons. We did not cross your border. We stopped where you could see us. Because we do not hide. That line stayed in the air. The High Speaker nodded slowly. You come in defense, not in threat. Yes, Ward said. This ship is a shield. Not a spear. A delegate whispered, a very large shield. Ward almost smiled. Our diplomats will come later, he said. When we know the path is safe. The High Speaker hesitated. And if the path is not safe? Ward's voice stayed calm. Then this ship will leave. Silence. But not alone, he added. Fear returned. The High Speaker chose his next words carefully. Commander, what do you ask from us? Ward answered without delay. Respect. Simple. No demands. No trade. No territory. Just one word. The hall was stunned. Respect? The High Speaker asked. Yes, Ward said. We respect your power. Your wisdom. Your laws. We ask that you respect our need to protect ourselves. He paused. And our friends. Friends. The word spread. You already consider us friends? Asked someone. Ward answered softly. Anyone who does not fire first, is a potential friend. The tension eased slightly. Weapons remained silent. Shields stayed calm. The warship did not move. Then the High Speaker made a brave choice. Commander Ward, he said, if you truly come in peace, lower your outer shields. A test. A risk. The hall waited. Seconds passed. Then. The human ship's shield glow faded slightly. Not fully. But enough. A sign of trust. Gasps filled the chamber. The High Speaker smiled faintly. You have courage, he said. Ward replied, we learned it the hard way. The channel remained open. For the first time. Words flowed. Questions. Answers. Careful. Slow. Humanity explained little. But enough. Enough to show. They were not conquerors. Not saviors. But guardians of their own fate. And maybe. Of others too. As the conversation ended, Ward said one final line. We do not send diplomats first. A pause. We send protection. The channel closed. Silence returned. But now. The silence was different. Not fear. Not threat. Something new. Respect. And in the dark beyond the stars. The galaxy had just met a race. That carried peace. Inside a warship. After the channel closed, the Grand Council Hall stayed quiet. No one spoke. No one moved. The image of the human warship still floated in the air, dark and heavy, calm as a sleeping giant. The High Speaker finally broke the silence. They did not threaten us, he said slowly. Yet I have never felt such power in a first meeting. An elder nodded. Because they carry their history with them. The council turned to the censor officer. Bring the human records, the High Speaker said. All public data. The officer worked fast. New images appeared. A small blue planet. Oceans. Clouds. A young world. Earth, the officer said. Their home. The image changed. Early human ships. Small. Weak. Unarmed. Exploration vessels filled with hope. They reached the stars less than 3 centuries ago, said the officer. The council leaned closer. First contact scenes played. Humans meeting another race. Smiles. Open hands. Trade gifts. Then. The scene turned dark. Alien ships attacking. Human colonies burning. Cities destroyed from orbit. Civilians running. We see, betrayal, whispered someone. Yes, said the officer. Their first allies sold their star maps. Their second allies attacked their border worlds. Images showed refugee ships fleeing. Children crying. Worlds left behind. They trusted, said the elder softly. And paid for it. The scenes continued. Human fleets growing. Ships larger. Armor thicker. Weapons stronger. But still. Defensive. Always defensive. They did not strike back in anger, said the High Speaker. No, replied the officer. They built walls. Another image appeared. A massive battle. Many alien fleets attacking one human system. Human ships forming a line. Holding. Outnumbered. Outgunned. But not breaking. They call it. The last shield, said the officer. The image froze. One human ship, badly damaged, standing between enemy fire and a human colony. Weapons gone. Shields failing. Still staying in place. The ship exploded. But the colony survived. The hull fell silent again. That ship is honored in their history, the officer said. They name new warships after it. The High Speaker slowly looked back at the floating image of the Vigilant. Understanding began to form. This ship is not here to scare us, he said. It is here because fear once saved them. The elder nodded. They learned that peace without protection is only hope. The council now saw the truth. Humans did not send warships because they loved war. They sent warships because they feared losing peace. Outside, the Vigilant adjusted its orbit gently. Like a guardian circling a city. Inside the human ship, Commander Ward stood on the bridge. Tall. Calm. Hands behind his back. Stars moved slowly past the wide view screen. A young officer spoke quietly. Commander, Council defenses remain offline. No hostile movement. Ward nodded. Good. Some crew are uneasy, the officer added. They think we scared them too much. Ward looked at the distant station. Fear fades, he said. Memory does not. He turned to a screen showing old human records. Burned colonies. Broken treaties. Lost fleets. We do not show anger, Ward said. We show readiness. The officer hesitated. Do you think they will trust us? Ward thought for a moment. Trust is slow, he said. Respect is faster. Back in the council hall, the High Speaker stood. We judged them wrongly, he said. They did not arrive with pride, but with caution. And with warning, said the elder. Yes, the High Speaker replied. A warning to enemies, and a promise to friends. A new message arrived from the human ship. Short. Simple. No image. Only words. We will remain here for one cycle. Not to threaten. Not to watch. Only to show that we keep our word. The council exchanged looks. They stay, to protect us, someone asked. Or to protect themselves, said the elder. Both are wise. The High Speaker made a decision. Inform all fleets, he said. Humanity is under council protection. No race will approach them without permission. Gasps filled the hall. That is a strong move, said a delegate. So is their arrival, the High Speaker replied. Outside, the Vigilant remained silent. No weapons charged. No engines fired. Only steady light. A shield in the dark. And in that moment, the galaxy understood something new. Human warships were not symbols of conquest. They were monuments. Built from loss. Forged from fear. Carrying a single promise across the stars. Never again. The Grand Council Hall slowly came back to life. Voices rose again. Soft at first. Then louder. Fear and respect mixed in every word. Some leaders leaned toward peace. Others leaned toward caution. A few. Toward war. They are too strong, said a sharp-voiced delegate. Such power cannot be allowed to stand alone. They have not harmed us, replied another. They came with control, not fire. But today one ship, the sharp voice answered. Tomorrow a fleet. The High Speaker listened. Silent. Watching. The elder rose slowly, using his staff to stand. We have met conquerors before, he said. They arrive fast. Loud. Hungry. He pointed at the image of the Vigilant. This one arrived slow. Quiet. Alone. The hall paused. Conquerors demand, the elder continued. This one asked only respect. Murmurs followed. A reptile lord hissed softly. Respect today, rule tomorrow. Or alliance tomorrow, said another. The High Speaker finally spoke. We are not choosing between war and peace, he said. We are choosing between fear and wisdom. Silence fell again. He turned to the sensor officer. Any movement from the human ship? No, the officer replied. They remain steady. No weapon charge. No engine warm. No scan. They wait, said the elder. Yes, said the High Speaker. They wait to see who we are. The debate resumed. One faction feared humans would dominate trade routes. Another feared they would draw enemies. Some argued humans would bring stability. Others said they would bring danger. Hours passed. Stars shifted outside the great windows. Finally, the High Speaker raised both hands. It is time, he said. We will decide. The council prepared to vote. But before the signal was given, a sudden alert rang. Sharp. Urgent. Unknown fleet detected, shouted the sensor officer. The hall froze. Source, asked the High Speaker. Outer border. 3 vessels. Stealth design. Not human. Images appeared. Dark ships. Thin. Fast. Weapon systems warming. They are from the Carvel Syndicate, whispered the elder. Raiders. Slavers. Fear surged. They are entering council space, cried a delegate. The High Speaker stood tall. Raise full shields. Call defense fleets. But before orders could fly, something else moved. The human warship. Slow. Smooth. It turned. Between the council station and the incoming ships. No message. No warning. Just movement. The Vigilant placed itself like a wall in space. The raider ships slowed. Confused. Then one fired a test shot. A thin beam of energy struck the human shield. The shield did not flicker. Did not move. Did not care. Inside the council hall, gasps filled the air. The raiders opened fire. Missiles. Plasma. Beams. All hit the human warship. All vanished into its shields. Still. The human ship did not answer. It waited. Patient. The raiders grew bold. They charged weapons stronger. Then. The human ship moved. Just once. A single turret turned. A single cannon charged. No bright light. No loud sound. Just one focused beam. It crossed space in silence. Touched the lead raider ship. And cut it in half. Clean. Instant. The ship broke apart. Gone. The other 2 raiders stopped. Tried to flee. The Vigilant did not chase. It sent 2 small pulses. Not weapons. Warning shots. They passed close. Very close. The raiders turned away and ran. Within seconds. Space was quiet again. The human warship returned to its old position. Weapons silent. Shields calm. As if nothing had happened. In the council hall. No one spoke. They had just seen. Power. Control. Mercy. The High Speaker slowly sat down. We did not ask them to protect us, he whispered. And yet, said the elder, they did. A new message arrived from Commander Ward. Short. Simple. Threat neutralized. No casualties. We remain at standby. The hall erupted. Not in fear. In awe. They defended us, without permission, said a delegate. Without pride, said another. And without demanding reward, the elder added. The High Speaker stood again. The decision is clear, he said. We do not face a conqueror. We face a guardian. He raised his voice. By authority of the Grand Council, humanity is recognized as a sovereign stellar power. Gasps. Cheers. And granted full protection status. Silence fell. And more than that. He paused. Humanity is invited to stand as a shield race of the galaxy. A title older than most empires. A role given only to those who defended others. Outside. The vigilant remained silent. Unaware. That in one moment. Humanity had just become. Not feared. Not hunted. But chosen. The Grand Council Hall was silent again. But this time. It was not fear. It was respect. The image of the human warship still floated in the air. Dark. Calm. Steady. The High Speaker looked at it for a long time. Then he spoke softly. Today, the galaxy has changed. The elder nodded. Not by war. By choice, the High Speaker said. He turned toward the great archive system. Record this day, he ordered. Record this moment. Lights moved across the hall as ancient machines began to write history. Outside, stars drifted slowly. The vigilant remained in position, guarding a place that was not its home. Inside the human ship, Commander Ward stood quietly. He had seen the battle. He had seen the raiders flee. But now. He waited. No pride. No celebration. Only duty. An officer approached. Commander, Council signal incoming. Priority channel. Ward nodded. Open it. The High Speaker's image appeared. Old. Wise. Calm. Commander Ward, he said, on behalf of the Grand Council. I thank you. Ward inclined his head slightly. Protection is our duty. You defended us without command, said the High Speaker. Why? Ward answered simply. Because someone once defended us, when no one else would. The High Speaker closed his eyes for a moment. Then he spoke. Humanity has been chosen as a shield race of the galaxy. Ward did not react. No smile. No surprise. Only silence. You are now guardians of Council space, the High Speaker continued. Your fleets will be welcome in all systems. Your ships will have passage where others may not. Ward paused. Then asked quietly. And what do you expect in return? The High Speaker answered. Nothing, except that you remain what you showed us today. Ward nodded slowly. That we can promise. The channel closed. On the council floor, leaders stood. One by one. Not in fear. But in honor. The elder lifted his staff. There must be a new law, he said. A rule born from this meeting. The hall listened. A law about first contact, the elder continued. About power. About peace. The High Speaker raised his hand. From this day forward, he said loudly, no race shall meet humanity with weapons drawn. And no race shall meet humanity without respect. The machines recorded the law. Its name was simple. The Human Protocol. It had only one sentence. When humanity arrives, peace is assumed, but war is remembered. Across the galaxy, fleets received the message. Worlds listened. Empires paused. Many felt fear. Many felt relief. Some felt hope. Because now, there was a race that did not rule, did not conquer, but stood between the weak and the dark. Days passed. The vigilant remained for one full cycle. No threats came. No attacks. Trade ships passed safely. Small worlds slept peacefully. And then, the human warship prepared to leave. Inside the council hall, leaders watched its engines glow. The high speaker whispered, "They came as strangers. And leave as guardians." The elder smiled faintly. "And they did not even ask to be." On the human bridge, alarms stayed silent. Stars stretched ahead. Commander Ward gave the final order. "Set course for home." The great engines fired. Slow. Smooth. The warship turned. Before it left, one final message was sent. Short. Clear. Simple. To the peoples of this galaxy. We do not seek your worlds. We do not seek your power. We seek only this. If you choose peace, we will stand with you. If you choose war, we will stand in your way. The message ended. The ship vanished into light. Silence returned to council space. But now, it was a peaceful silence. And far across the stars, new stories began to spread. Stories of a race that did not send diplomats first. That did not trust words alone. That carried peace. Inside warships. And from that day on, whenever unknown ships entered a system, whenever first contact began, every race asked the same question. Not, "Are they friendly?" but, "Did they bring words? Or did they bring humanity?"